Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash, Season 9. So for a while now, heading into The Flash's 9th and final season, we knew that Eric Wallace, the showrunner for The Flash, had been working on bringing in a Supergirl character and crossing them over and having them play a role in an episode or so. It wasn't really distinct on what their role would be, how big it would be. He just said he was working on a Supergirl character specifically crossing over. Now, we knew it wasn't going to be Supergirl herself, but one thing that was said was that the character in question had not, N-O-T, not appeared on The Flash previously, which pretty much ruled out almost every character and narrowed it down to, I think, only like 2 possible characters if it was a character that was a decently sized or regular sized role on the Supergirl show. Now, those 2 characters that were narrowed down for the most part were either Nia Nal, aka Dreamer, or Kelly Olsen. I think those were the 2 characters who were regulars that had not appeared on The Flash previously. And one other thing that was said by Eric Wallace was that he was trying to figure out a character from The Flash to pair up with this Supergirl character, which seemed to me at the time to be almost ruling out Barry as someone that will heavily interact with the character, if interact at all, or at least Barry or the Flash is not the reason this Supergirl character is showing up. Now, because of that assumption, myself and I think a lot of people at the time, back when Eric Wallace first said it, assumed it would be Kelly Olsen, because why would you bring Dreamer in and not have her fight alongside the Flash? It just seems weird, but it seems that is actually what is happening. So TV Insider were the ones that got the exclusive confirmation from Warner Brothers and the CW, but more importantly got details on Dreamer's crossover with the Flash show in Season 9, because most assumed over the past couple of months since the Flash started filming, due to posts on social media from Nicole Maines, who plays Nia Nal or Dreamer, that Dreamer was the character showing up this season. But this is what Eric Wallace had to say about her appearance in Season 9. As Supergirl fans ourselves, all of us here on The Flash are super excited to have Nicole join Team Flash for a one-off adventure as we put together our final season. Nicole is a fantastically talented actress, and I'm so happy she's agreed to be part of a very special Season 9 episode where I get to cross off one of my Arrowverse bucket list team-ups, having 2 fantastic reporters, Iris West Allen and Nia Nal, investigate their own very bizarre and frightening mystery. Now, I was surprised at first, just the first thing to say, to see Eric Wallace say that Nia and Iris teaming up is one of his Arrowverse bucket lists, because I've honestly not seen anyone bring this up as something they would have loved to have seen heading into the filming for this final season. And that's not saying it won't be a bit of fun or cool or anything like that, but most people would have had or would have paired Iris with a possible Lois Lane appearance, or even, another Supergirl character, Supergirl herself, Kara Danvers, another journalist or reporter. So maybe this is the Arrowverse bucket list of what we could actually have a decent chance of doing in this season. Maybe that's the Arrowverse bucket list that Eric Wallace was talking about there. But I guess you have to hype it up as much as possible. I understand that, so we'll just let it go. But yeah, for those that didn't watch Supergirl, Nia was also a journalist or reporter at Catco alongside Kara. Now, whether the team up takes place in Central City, of course, where Iris lives or where the Flash is based, or National City where Supergirl took place, or even like another city outside of those two, is another question. Of course, it's not addressed in that little piece there from Eric Wallace as to what they're doing, where they're going, everything like that. Now, the last time we saw Iris go on a journalistic adventure, if you want to call it, it actually took her to Coast City. So maybe this story takes place outside of Central City at the very least as well. I don't know if they'd go straight to National City, because then there might be some loopholes, oh, why is no one else appearing? What was Supergirl not saving the day? So they might go to some other random city, whatever that might be. Now, of course, it is only 1 episode, so I do wonder if this is a bridging episode, or some would say filler episode, where there isn't much Flash stuff happening and it's sort of between storylines or bigger moments within this final season story. So they give an episode to focus on this and sort of make it a crossover of sorts to make it bigger and make it seem worth the filler and the focus. I know, I'm not too sure if that's what they're doing here. But then again, it could also be an episode where maybe it's a 50-50 split or something like that. So half of the episode is a Flash story, and then the other half is a journalistic, mysterious mystery adventure type story with Iris and Nia. But then again, it could be directly linked with the main story that's going on at the time in the season with the Flash. Eric does say they are investigating their own very bizarre and frightening mystery, but then again, it does say their own. So you think bizarre and frightening, it might be bigger and connected to something. but then Eric does specify their own, somewhat indicating that it is not connected. But I guess that's a whole wait and find out. They're not going to spill the beans here and everything like that, so we'll just have to wait and see. But Nicole did post on social media, a video of her on the Flash's like trailer lot area in her Dreamer suit. So who knows exactly what this story is, but I guess it would have been weird to bring Nia now back and then not have her suit up as Dreamer. But I guess the big question that people are going to ask, is she going to fight with the Flash? Like alongside the Flash, might I say? Or is this like, you know, because something happens on the, like with Iris and Nia has to suit up to save the day, whatever it might be. Once again, it's a wait and see. We don't really get anything from this. Now, Nicole Maines has been up and around Vancouver consistently. Of course, Vancouver, but where they filmed the show. She's been there consistently for like the past few months. So I don't know if she's filming another thing up there. I'm assuming she is, because this is like, she was never going to be like, oh, in 5 episodes of this season, because I don't think anyone would have realistically thought that was a good idea. You know, bring another character into showing them that much focus. No, it's the Flash's final season. Focus on the Flash, you know, characters. So she's been consistently up there for the past few months. I don't know what she's been doing. But she was also up there over the past week as well. So it is hard to tell exactly when this episode is taking place with her character of Dreamer showing up. She was hanging with the Flash cast over that past week as well. So maybe it's in like episode 7 or 8 where she shows up, which is the rough number of episode that they would have been on at the time. I think they're prepping episode 9 now, which means they're on 8. So it could have been in episode 7. It could be in episode 8. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, the fact that this news is coming out might indicate it's in episode 8, and maybe they're doing a public filming thing over the next couple of days, and they want to get the news out first through their own thing before it's spoiled through said photos. So maybe it's episode 8 that she's showing up in. But once again, we'll have to wait and find out. Now, one thing that a lot of people are wanting to know, especially fans of the Supergirl show, is whether her appearance will address what is going on with characters from the Supergirl show. Because, you know, Supergirl ended naturally. Like, it was meant to be its final season, or like at least they went into it planning for it to be the final season. So they wrapped up what they wanted to wrap up. But of course, Supergirl exposes her identity at the end of that series. She tells the world that Kara Danvers is Supergirl, and that has really not been addressed elsewhere in the Arrowverse. You know, it wasn't addressed on Batwoman before it ended. It wasn't addressed on the Flash since either. So that might be brought up as regards to like what's going on there and what Kara specifically is doing alongside the Supergirl stuff and even the other characters on the show as well. So people are going to want that. Of course, we have Batwoman showing up earlier in the season. So people are going to assume that Batwoman might reference what's happening in Gotham, following, you know, the events of season 3, which ended up being Batwoman's final season. So you might get updates from Batwoman in that case, like a little line or two referencing what a character's doing or stuff like that. And then you might get the same with Nia or Dreamer showing up and referencing what's been going on with Supergirl characters, or even if it's just referencing what's been happening, you know, with like Supergirl specifically as a character. I don't know if they'll do that, but at the same time, I think they might, but I know. Eric Wallace wasn't the showrunner, had nothing to do with those other shows, so he might feel it's not his place or thing to stick his fingers into. But of course, we have Batwoman showing up. Now we have someone from Supergirl showing up. This is going to bring up a thing about other guest stars from other shows showing up as well. Now, I did see people saying that, well, you got Batwoman, you got Supergirl, is it going to be someone from Legends? I don't know if they're going to bring someone from Legends. It's really hard to know what they're going to do. And in regards to the announcements as well, like, it might be one of those things where you just have to wait and watch the final season, because I do wonder if this was only announced because either Nicole has been seen in and around Vancouver, sometimes with Flash cast members, so they thought, well, we may as well confirm it, there's been photos everywhere, or they announced it because they are going to do public filming just in case there's set photos. So we don't know specifically why they felt the need to announce this now, because they could just wait until it gets closer to the episode actually coming out, and that'd be the better time to advertise it if you want to advertise it. So I don't know specifically why now is the time they wanted to do it. It might be just a precursor to that public filming, like I was saying. But if other guest stars are showing up, I think it's probably a flip of the coin as to whether they announce them or not. Because even with, I think, Javicia Leslie coming back on the show, they didn't even say she was coming back as Batwoman. But we know that she's showing up as Batwoman. They said she was playing some mysterious role, which we know is Red Death. But they didn't even say she was showing up as Batwoman. So who knows what they announce and what they choose to not announce. It's, as I said, a flip of the coin. But the final thing is, as I said, they're probably filming episode 7 or 8 roughly for this Nia Nal episode, and I think they're about roughly on episode 8 now. And Danielle Panabaker, who plays Caitlin or Frost or Killer Frost or whatever the amalgamation is going to be in season 9, she's actually filming episode 9 of season 9. I'd assume this is a very heavy story-based episode. This is the 5th last episode of the season, and I guess the show as a whole. So we're heading into that final period, but it's important to remember, I guess this might be, I don't even know if this will be the final episode they do before Christmas, or this is an episode that they do after Christmas when they come back. I'm not too sure what the go is with the filming for this episode, because they're not scheduled to finish filming, like we've said previously, until about the middle of March. So there's still a good amount of months to go, even though they're towards the end of filming anyway, in regards to like the numbers, side of things. So yeah, this might be an episode they film after Christmas, or they might film half before Christmas and then the other half after. I'm not too sure, but she's filming episode 9, and I think the actress who plays Allegra, having a brain fart, Kayla Compton, she's filming episode 7 or 6 or something like that. So it's not a surprise we've had the actors film direct episodes, and it's obviously different than directing a movie and everything like that. So don't really get too worried. But yeah, it just means that character or the actor won't be in that episode that much. So yeah, obviously we're very curious about what the hell's going on with Frost and Caitlin in this final season, because there's really been no teasers. But I guess it's a wait and find out in regards to all of that. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions about all this. You're excited to see Drama come back? If you had to pick a Supergirl character outside of Supergirl, is this the character you'd want to come back? And do you have any theories about what they're going to be doing? All of that, let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.